Delta State Police Command has confirmed that an 11-year-old girl recently arrested by the ECMA division was actively used to traffic hard drugs amid social media backlash over her detention. The revelation confirmed claims by ex-user Kat, who alleged police extorted $500,000 to release the child. Kat had accused officers of detaining the girl without family contact after arresting her with adults caught carrying drugs in a commercial tricycle. Initially, police demanded evidence to support the allegations, but in an updated post Friday, command spokesperson Bright Edafe confirmed the girl was indeed arrested and confessed during interrogation. According to Edafe, the child identified her handler as a woman she called Mommy, who allegedly used her to move drugs, assuming her age would help evade detection. The little girl identified the drugs as Molly, CSC codeine, and Black Diamond. Edafe said she admitted she started last week. What shocked me is how she already knows the names of these dangerous substances. He added that the girl's statement was recorded and hinted at releasing the footage to counter claims of abuse or false arrest. The incident has renewed conversation on how drug syndicates exploit minors for trafficking and raised questions about police protocol during juvenile arrests. In other reports, the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency has disclosed that its operatives arrested the Chinese national Liang Tak-yu with 50 parcels of loud upon his arrival at the Murtala Mohammed Airport, Lagos State. Furthermore, an octogenarian grandma, Grace Ekpeme, was arrested at Edeton Street, Bayside, Calabar South, Cross River State with over 3 kg of skunk in the early hours of Saturday, July 26, following intelligence on her drug dealing activities. You see that we have a lot of drug conversations in this report. I want to get your thoughts on this.
Yeah, for me, the ones. 2 of them have outstanding interests of the 3 mentioned,
right.
That of the minor and that of the grandma.
Right.
So unusual people you may not willingly accept that they would be involved in drugs. But let's come to that of the minor and the police person. See, now the police has only disputed the fact that she was unlawfully or arrested or abused or something like that. But there's another issue there,
okay,
that was raised. I mean, everything sounding like a blackmail now. The question of the 500,000 naira for bail. If she was caught with drugs,
right,
whether as an adult, as a minor, is that a crime, an offense that can be billed at the police counter? Shouldn't that matter have gone to court? I mean, we keep being updated every day that bail is for free. That means if an offense is a bailable offense, you won't need to pay any money to get your freedom. In order, put it conversely, if it is not a bailable offense, are you supposed to pay money to acquire that? Now, if that is the case, if you have to pay money to get off, that means more heinous crimes can be committed and the criminal let off the hook because money has changed hands. So much as the police may have a good reason for arresting her, much as it may be true, it's now their word against. Oh,
they're willing to release footage of her confessing to the crime.
They claim that, but they didn't address the issue of the alleged 500,000 naira. Given. Has the child been released now? Because the ex-user sounded as if the child has been released, but 500,000 naira exchanged hands, or maybe was demanded. So there are more things the authorities need to look into. I mean, if it is true that 500,000 naira was demanded or given in spite of the level of the seriousness of the crime involved, then the police also have some explanation to do to society. That means if the child was released because money was involved, what they have said to those people is more like, I wanted to say go home and sin no more, but this is not a case of go home and sin no more. They have just told them that, oh, you can continue committing the crime, especially the principal who is using an underage child. Was she arrested? Was she let off the hook because money has changed. And what that means is that if that is true, if they didn't come up with this blackmail, I mean through the issues and also if everybody has stayed to the term of the contract in quote, kept quiet, paid the 500 naira, carry the car and go home, that means they are free to continue their dirty business as long as they have money to keep exchanging hands. That means they are free as it were to continue abusing, because this is child abuse, to abuse more children, getting children involved. That means the police can look away and watch minors get involved in drugs
and name names the way this child was naming names.
Yes, as far as the criminals, as it were, are willing to pay money for bribe and keep quiet. And I think that's something that should interest all of us. That's something that should interest the society at large, and even the police authority, because this particular crime goes beyond arresting somebody with drugs. It's a case of arresting a minor who shouldn't be involved in this type of crime now, because at this early stage, I mean, and then if this child could be involved in drug, what is there to tell us that this is not the only child that the principal uses to do this drug trafficking? And how are we assured that there are not many other people who use these minors like this to do that? And what is our guarantee that if such a child is arrested by the authorities, what is our guarantee that we are going to nip it in the bud? I mean, arrest the principal so as to send a caution to it. So I think that's even what the authorities should be interested in. Yes, the girl was arrested with drugs. Yes, she was roughly arrested. But what does the law even say concerning the arrest of minors? Was the matter, is there a way a minor should have been handled different from the way adults would be handled? Then secondly, is that child supposed to be admitted to bail by money change? And is a drug offense not supposed to go to court? Is it not a matter that should have gone to court right away? Should it be a matter that do you request for bail given the implication of drugs in society? We have many issues of people going mad, people getting into all sorts of criminalities as a result of drugs. We have cases of murder happening. Then you arrest somebody and we are discussing 500,000 as well. So I think the police should be more interested. Yes, they may have done a good arrest, let's assume that, but was 500,000 naira is a change hands for bail? If not for this outcry from let me say a bad business partner now who paid money and still went ahead to complain, would this matter have been swept under the carpet? How many more of these cases do we have where minors are
being exploited?
Yes, are being exploited, and the authorities get to know about it rather than taking action. Money exchange hands, and the child is probably released again to the principal, who continues exploiting her and other children. I mean, these are questions that are begging for answers.
Right, and you're going to talk about the octogenarian grammar.
Yeah, the octogenarian, of course. It's terrible that we somebody of that age, I mean at that age, what would she be looking for? But it tells you that when it troublishes the stereotype we have in society, where you think that drug business and so many other things are only for young people. There is this stereotype you see, especially with our security agencies. There are certain kind of people they look out for. Maybe if you're a dreadlock wearing person, maybe if you are a young person, you're automatically a suspect. It shows that if you have to fight crime holistically, much as certain crime may be common among some demographies, but it is not just about the demography. It shows that, in fact, people may even, like they say, criminals are always inventing new ways. If I know that this particular crime is common with this demography, and somebody may choose, okay, instead of using the usual suspect.
That's why children are now being used, because children won't be profiled.
Absolutely, just like what happened, in the north, where you have terrorists and explosions. Where the moment they notice that it is commonly men that do it, they employ women to go to do some of those detonations. We have had cases where people wearing hijab because nobody would suspect them. At times, it even happens that it's a male person who disguised as a female person so as to escape being arrested. So it shows that much as we understand that some demographics are more vulnerable to certain things, but we should look beyond those demographics if we must fight crime holistically. You know, there should be a measure of, you know, looking at, I don't want to say everybody is a suspect, but everybody.
But isn't everybody?
You know, I'm looking for a better word that suggests that nobody should just be let me not use the word let off the hook again, but we shouldn't take anything for granted. Maybe
Right.
that's what I should say. We shouldn't take anything for granted, whether you belong to the demography that is commonly associated with a particular crime or not. If there is a need,
So are you saying profiling is wrong?
profiling can be wrong at times, because with profiling, like I said, demography, it comes with certain biases like prejudice. You know, it can even lead to tension in society. You can imagine where I profile, let's say gender profiling, I profile women that, oh, every woman is a human trafficker. It will not go well for the many hardworking women, or every woman who has made money, who is rich or who is thriving is doing so because of some shady deeds. It won't go well for the many hardworking women
Right.
who have earned their place at the top by dint of hard work and their intelligence. And same thing when we talk about ethnic profiling. So profiling may not be the way to go, even though, like I said, when you notice that a certain demography is, you know, more vulnerable to certain crime, there may be need to pay more attention to that demography, but it will not be enough to
Right.
at least openly accuse everybody that belongs to that demography of being a criminal. You see, have to take every individual case
Right.
on its value, look at every case specifically, even though it is this demography that is involved in, you know, drug taking more or drugs trafficking more. But for example, I mean, that is why for places like the airport, the checking is done on
Everybody.
potential
Right.
every passenger. You don't say, okay, oh, since you're an old woman, mommy come and pass, nobody will check you, or daddy come and pass, you can't take drug. No, everybody is subject. So you have a fairly universal system that subjects everybody to the same treatment, and you don't look away when you're searching
Right.
an elderly woman. So you try to reduce that bias, that profiling, that prejudice
Right.
that would that may treat some innocent people unfairly, while some criminals that belong to the unusual demography get away with it. So I think that's what society should adopt.
All right. Thank you so much.